As I'm looking outside the window of my hotel room, I am taken aback knowing that exactly last year, here we were doing exactly what we're doing today. And now fast forward a year later, deja vu has somewhat begun to strike. Because not only are we in Las Vegas, not only are we on the Strip, not only am I here having to see that red shirt give me PTSD, but as from what the calendar says, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Saturday Afternoon's Main Event. But beyond all, happy Wrestlemania weekend! We have made it to the culmination, the granddaddy of them all, the spectacle of all spectacles, the Super Bowl of professional wrestling. And before we get to that, in just about 3 hours, we get to one thing and one thing only, and that is what's taking place right now. Saturday afternoon's main event. So without further ado, if you do not know who I am, whether you are dumb, stupid, blind, or just plain irrelevant, I suggest you go back to school or go to your local library, get the biggest dictionary you can find, preferably Merriam-Webster, and look me up under the word phenomenal. Guys, inside a phenomenal one, and of course, on a great Saturday afternoon like this, I'm not alone. I have my co-host, my comrade, my brother from another mother in the mention. He is the one and only limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, who is not having a hard time holding his alligators down. So, guys, without further ado, give me 2 claps and a peeps Nate.
Woo! Oh, yes, that is a WrestleMania Hall of Fame. Woo! For this weekend, it is all WrestleMania. And then, of course, we've got so much other things going on within the wrestling world that we're going to get to later on in the show. But, of course, just to start your weekend, to start everything off, before we can get to any of that, we got to give you the 3 tenets to get you ready for all of it. And that is laughs, good times, and all the wrestling news possible. Yeah! Dig it!
Indeed, peeps, indeed. Well, welcome, my brother. Happy WrestleMania weekend to you. But guys, I don't have to go ahead and do too much for this one, because all in all, he's actually live in studio. Guys, you hear the theme song in the background. Let me go ahead and introduce to you not only my beloved uncle, but your uncle, the one and only Uncle Triple C. Welcome, welcome, welcome to once again, folks. It is great to be here, and now we are exactly 0. It is today. WrestleMania is here. Indeed. Folks, of course, as you guys are well aware, I am your uncle, Triple C. I am here live in Las Vegas, here on Saturday afternoon's main event. Now, of course, if you guys don't know this, if you did, you don't, maybe, it is still under the umbrella of the Uncle Triple C era here on S.A.M.E. 2 more things I like to say. Of course, I don't have nothing else here to show you guys, but my boy, El Sucio, the king of the luchadors, Dominic Mysterio. And guess what, folks? Maybe he's turned a new leaf, He's actually wearing a Dominic Mysterio with, of course, the future Women's World Champion Liv Morgan on his back. I beg to differ on that one. Talk about that in a second. But, folks, just because he's wearing that, you are still a deadbeat nephew. That's exactly what you are, a deadbeat nephew. Because on this past Monday night's watch party, you once again, for the third consecutive Monday watch party, you called my boy and you cussed him out. But guess what? I am here this year with you in Las Vegas, unlike last year. But this year, we are here together to celebrate.
Absolutely.
But speaking of celebrating, it has been a long time since I have done this. But guess what? The fourth member is here, live, and making his triumphant return. Folks, I can't say the other part anymore because I can't say his real deal name, but I'll let him get to that. But my pristine colleague, Mr. 411, is here.
Yeah, I'm here, and the reason for that is, listen, the government on tax day came for me, so I don't want them knowing my name anymore so they can't find me because, listen, the white man is coming for you, okay, on tax day. There's no way to avoid the white man, and my bank account took a major hit on tax day, and I'm not having it anymore, so you know what I mean? Nobody's gonna know my government name anymore. Mr. 411. Also, I wanted to tell all you guys something, okay? This has been with me now since Monday night, and I thought about it deep, and I want to let you guys know. First of all, Uncle Triple C, I hate you because I'm envious of you that you can afford a WrestleMania ticket and also drink hard liquor at 9 a.m. in the morning. Nate,
and you're getting him started, really, man?
Nate, I hate you and I'm envious of you because you can go 3 months without a haircut and not care what people think of you. Phenomenal one. I hate you and I am envious of you because you can have sex with a woman because my penis doesn't work anymore.
I guess on the roll call of that, we should give you a toast for that one. So, welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. Welcome back. A high cheer for Mr. 411.
Indeed. But look, Mr. 411, glad to have you back. Happy WrestleMania weekend to you. And happy WrestleMania weekend to the fans watching Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. We appreciate you guys for going ahead and doing that. You guys can follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram being at Saturday Afternoons _main event, our Twitter being Saturday Main, and of course our TikTok being at Saturday Afternoons ME. But look, we got places to be. We got things to do. It's WrestleMania weekend. Let's go ahead and kick this show off with a bang. And that, of course, gets started when you hear this theme, because it's time for one thing and one thing only. It is time for Three Rope Talk, all of the professional wrestling news that you can possibly get that consists within the span of the squared circle. We're starting off with our Raw and SmackDown review, go-home shows for WrestleMania taking place today and tomorrow at Allegiant Stadium. But look, CM Punk, let's talk about that for a second, right? After the onslaught that he delivered the week prior about TKO and them lowering the ticket prices and calling Pat McAfee, to him now taking a step back, speaking of Roman Reigns, apologizing and saying how he's envious of Roman for all of these different things, and kind of both of those individuals delivering a glaze fest of how they were just complimenting each other on what their careers were respectively are. Is that what was needed for the go-home show? Peeps, we'll start with you.
I think that based on all of the weeks of drama that led up to, all the physicality that we've gotten up to that point, they didn't need to have another pull-apart. They didn't need to have another brawl because they've sold the physicality part of it. It's about connecting all of the parts to the story that make it make sense. As Arn Anderson used to always say, you cut the promo by telling people why they should watch. You give them those in parts. And at the end, you tell the people why this match is going to make money. And that's exactly what they've done. And they've given the mea culpa from both sides as to why, one, they hate each other, why they're going into this match, and more importantly, all of the things that CM Punk did, and then kind of saying, you know what, tell me when I'm telling lies. When he starts to get into that mode, you knew that this was going to be the serious aspect of it. Both sides brought their arguments, made it believable, and they have sold that as the main event for night 2 of WrestleMania.
Okay. Mr. 411, it's been a long time coming. Let's get your take on it.
This, as you can tell by the way I started the show, this was horrible. This was so bad. And I waited like a day or two before I went and checked out what other people thought of it, because I wanted my own opinion without others. There's a lot of people who do podcasts who can be influenced by another person's opinion and just go, yeah, that makes sense, versus having your own. And watching that live, I'm like, this guy, whoever wrote this, whoever idea this was, whoever said, yes, let's do this, should be fired. We talk about the lack of creativity in this company. This is an epitome of the lack of creativity with this segment right here, and how just unnecessary and unwanted this was by the fan base. There's like, I mean, why don't you guys just hug it out? It was kind of like, it was, okay, you know what it was? It was reminiscent, and that was equally bad too. When John Cena turned babyface and him and Cody had their moment in the ring before they had a street fight. How much sense did that make? Also, remember that garbage?
Yeah.
These guys have been wanting to kill one another and then had that promo. Awful on so many levels.
Okay. I do not disagree with Mr. 411. I like what they were saying, but I just felt like it was the wrong time to have this promo. It really, to me, did not make any sense as far as them, I guess, selling truth in this manner. But you're about to get into the biggest match of the year, and this is your main event, and yet you almost have like a mea culpa here. A week before the show, before the main event of the show. Usually the last bill is usually either a big talking selling point or a pull apart brawl or something. I really did not like the promo. I felt like this was out of place.
Okay. Well, thank you all, gentlemen, for your thoughts and your takes on it. We move away from that to go ahead and speak about, of course, Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer. Another brawl, which, as per what the calculations have been saying via the IWC, this has been the one season of WrestleMania where they have had the most brawls, beginning from the Royal Rumble, leading into April. The most brawls taking place within all of these different matches. When it comes down to Stephanie Vaquer, Liv Morgan, we know what happened. Liv got a knot on her head, 2 black eyes, so to say. She calls out Stephanie. Both of them are literally going ahead and throwing haymakers at each other. Kathy Kelly ends up getting injured. This has been a pristine build, but Peeps, I want to ask you, and I'm going to ask all the other gentlemen, do you guys feel the same way?
Yeah, I think that as far as selling this one, the hatred is palpable from all of it. I mean, when you have Liv Morgan going out on camera and saying, "Tu madre basura puta," and you have him saying that on camera, that's palpable and believable to somebody who is from Chile. And you talk about somebody's mother being trash, that's definitely going to go ahead and get a lot of attention. And because of what they're doing and how they're building this feud and the physicality involved, this is added into one of those builds that seems like a traditional WrestleMania build for a match. And this match seems very important the way that they built both sides up.
Okay. Chris, well, Mr. 411, I sincerely apologize. I don't think that...
What just happened?
You should not be calling him that. His name is Mr. 411.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. Damn it. All right, so this has been wild, this whole thing, in terms of like people talking about how Stephanie with the one bump and how unnecessary that was. And I don't know. Is there any heat between them? Have we heard anything about that? Because that was pretty wild in terms of how she was careless with that one bump. And after a while, sometimes people want a receipt. So I don't know. What have you guys heard?
Receipt is coming, puta. Okay, Stephanie back here. Okay, that receipt is coming because for what you did to my Royal Rumble winner, Liv Morgan, that receipt will be coming. But as far as that whole angle, I mean, Stephanie did push Liv into Roxanne and then threw her into, I believe that's where she got, that knot on her forehead. Didn't Roxanne have that same knot also?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
I believe that, they just bumped heads. So I guess you could say it was an accident. But, in wrestling business, hey, you know what? Apologize later.
Yeah. When I was in school, they used to call it a speed knot. And that's exactly what she had right on her head.
Well then, in all directions, that is that. We'll move away from Raw. Speak about SmackDown here really quickly. If you guys had watched last night, Pat McAfee goes ahead, enters the arena with the challenger for the main event tonight, Randy Orton. Speaks to Nick Aldis, SmackDown general manager. Nick Aldis gives him a contract to sign. Pat McAfee talks about, I will read it. I don't overlook my contract. I have to read the fine print. Proceeds to not read the fine print and then proceeds to sign the contract. We did not get any notion of what took place after that. Nick Aldis was just smiling the whole time. Peeps, is there any inclination that this will be talked about tonight?
I would hope so, because all they've done for this entire Pat McAfee inclusion is take a handful of rat poison, put it in a blender, and poured it slowly over everybody's food. That's literally what has happened with this feud. This was a feud that did not need Pat McAfee. And I don't know if whatever the storyline that they're going to add to this is, but hopefully it comes across, because for all intents and purposes, and I guess when we get into our predictions, we have the implications of what we think may happen going forward. This is something that they need to have addressed tonight. Because if they go into this as another storyline that doesn't get addressed, it's just adding more poison to this entire thing, especially after what happened later on in the night.
Okay. Mr. 411.
So I haven't been on the show in a while, and a lot has happened in that time frame leading up to this main event match. And the inclusion of McAfee and the hatred for it by the IWC in general. And of course, he taking that pot shot at the IWC in his vehicle. It makes me think all of this, Cody going on podcasts and talk shows like the Rich Eisen show and basically saying McAfee doesn't belong here and then trashing him in his promos, so. Remember, McAfee has been in the ring before. Now, calling him a tourist, he's also been the commentator for quite a long time. He's not the outsider they're making him seem to be. He was actually good in the ring. Let's be honest. Let's not forget that. A lot of this sounds like it's basically, it's like a work shoot in a way. Like, I don't think they hate McAfee as much as they're trying to make it believe. I think they're just trying to stir the pot, and they're working with TKO together in a way, even though they're not happy with everything TKO is doing. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, they're cool. Everyone's cool with McAfee. I guarantee that. There's no hatred there. So all of this doesn't make sense to me from the standpoint of, you're trying to stir the pot to what? Sell more tickets when it's just not working. I don't know. Do you guys think any of this is in fact just a work?
Me personally, the way I look at it, I try to envision what Triple H, what the whole grand scheme of things. And if the rumors were true about Ari Emanuel, having Pat McAfee inserted into this angle, but clearly, it's hard. It's been a horrible move. Everybody's getting at Pat McAfee, which I understand. He's on the show. Obviously, he's the one that's doing the angles. But as far as the real person, as I said last week, that we should be upset at is Ari Emanuel. If that is the truth, as far as the way everything is played out, it's just been horrible because, as we said before, the story wrote itself. Legacy, Orton, Rhodes, that wrote itself. But having Pat McAfee on, I mean, is it bringing more eyeballs, to WrestleMania? Maybe. I mean, I know Pat McAfee has, put out the whole footage with Cody smashing, his table and, regaining his belt back. I don't know if it's doing anything extra or more, but that's the whole point, to put more eyeballs and to put more butts in the seats. But I don't think that's doing anything for it. I just think it's been a horrible angle when you included Pat McAfee.
And the problem that I've had with WWE, especially for this WrestleMania, is their overwhelming insistence to continue to lean on celebrities and celebrity going in. Now, this is nothing new to WWE and WrestleMania of leaning into celebrities to help sell their product. But we know they've been doing a lot. Little Yachty being part of WrestleMania, we've seen that happen. We've seen McAfee, we've seen Jelly Roll. And also, for those that might not have seen it, what happened with Jey Uso and Cameron just a couple days ago. So it seems like there is this insistence to build other eyeballs from outside of the wrestling business to watch the product and see where it's going. And I think that the fans' ire on Pat McAfee, he's the vessel for the fans to get on, where Uncle is right. This is a TKO decision. Let's see where they go from there.
Indeed. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for that. As we can see, there are comments going out and going in, chiming in every single minute when it comes down to these certain things that we talk about. It seems like Hot Rod wanted to channel his inner Mr. 411, saying, I hate you all because I'm sober now for the time being. Well,
a couple more hours, I guess that won't be true.
Direct shot to Uncle Triple C. Yep, there we go. Right there. Anyway,
wait, he doesn't roll out of bed and take a shot? I'm so confused. It's actually 12:20 here in New York versus it being 9:20 in Vegas, and the uncle's already drinking.
5 o'clock somewhere, right? Exactly right.
Power breakfast.
Jenny Maker Productions says, I bet you the uncle was trying to get Dominic on this episode of the show.
Dominic Mysterio, he has a lot to worry about on Sunday, and there's no reason for me to bother, the king of the luchadors.
Wait, so you finally have admitted it?
What?
Listen, for a lot of heat of trouble, come tomorrow.
No, I didn't say he's in a lot of heat of trouble. I just said he has a lot to worry about.
I mean, of course he has a lot to worry about.
You shut your mouth, you deadbeat nephew. Get to the next damn.
Real quick. I don't know. Are we moving on? Because I wanted to say one thing about the segment at the end of the show with Cody and Punk. Are we going to talk about that?
Indeed, we are.
Okay, all right, sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to get to one thing. Royce Keys, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. As if we didn't see it coming. What's next for Royce Keys? What do we think is next?
That's a good question.
We'll start with you.
3 months of absence.
We'll see him back at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Exactly. The day before the SmackDown before SummerSlam in Minnesota.
Oh boy.
I mean, I hope something. I mean, look, we always talk about the talent roster and how many people are there and what they could do with certain people. But I mean, okay, here's a question: are the fans behind him? Yes or no? Is there a reaction to him?
It didn't sound like it.
Right.
And I don't like the fact that they gave him the Rikishi Fatu make a difference kind of push behind him, because although his story is interesting to tell, he had so much more built in that they could have worked on as a character beforehand. So I guess they're looking to build him as a face to get over with what he can do, and then build that whole personality ahead of where they're going to take him.
Well, and right now he's kind of a face, right?
Yes.
Okay, so should he do that promo at some point, turning heel by doing? Remember when? What was it? Ray Traylor was in WCW and said, "I'm going back to my roots. I'm now Big Bubba Rogers." Should he do the heel promo where I'm like, I'm going back to my roots. I'm Powerhouse Hobb. And then maybe there'll be a reaction, like something.
And then he can give you that smirk that he always does, that scowl on his face that just should sell T-shirts everywhere.
Indeed, Uncle Triple C. Do you feel the same way? What are your thoughts?
That's actually not a bad idea. I like that 411. I think that see how it goes. See if the fans react to him. I know last week they're in California, which is his home state. They reacted favorably, but yesterday obviously the crowd didn't react. I guess like WWE thought they would. So I like that idea, 411.
Okay. Well then, with that being said, we now move to that final segment of the show that Mr. 401 alluded to. The conversation between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Both men kind of having another glaze fest. Punk going ahead and talking to Cody about giving him advice of how to handle what he's going to handle. Cody going ahead and telling Punk, if my dad was here, he would be so proud of you right now. I love you. To the point where Punk even said, nah, we're not ending the show like this. Let's celebrate with the fans. I sat there, saw that segment, and said to myself, wait, you guys are just both going to go out on your shield and just celebrate with the fans on the last show leading up to your main events of respective nights? Which kind of prompted me to think in my head, they both are losing, are they?
Bingo. The way exactly that was going to be my thought, 100%. And what they said is win, lose, or draw, we'll be here on Monday and Friday.
Yes.
So if we talk about the Ari Emanuel factor and the Pat McAfee and the whole nine, if Triple H and what CM Punk has said recently, did he have them go out there and say that, knowing that he's not in charge of their fate, and that now he knows that they're gonna lose, so he's like, okay, go out and say whatever you want.
Oh, Triple C.
Listen, obviously for me, I did not watch SmackDown because Liquid Courage was in full effect yesterday. That's another conversation. I've been saying this literally for the past month. I believe that Roman Reigns is going to win on Sunday. I know we're going to get to the predictions, but I'm going to say it right now, okay? And just avoid my part in this. I believe we're going to have two new world champions. I think Roman is beating Punk, and I think Orton is beating Rhodes. And like you guys said, I mean, just for this fest, I mean, what the hell was that? Listening to my deadbeat nephew tell me this yesterday, well, that's what you are. I was like, well, why? That makes no sense. If anything, at least me personally, listening to, how everything transpired, I would have had at least maybe Roman appear on SmackDown yesterday and have a face-off with Cody, which, both guys have nothing to do with each other this year, but there's history there. Maybe have something set up and maybe, take the mind, the fans' minds out of like, okay, you know what? Kind of like what's the 4-1 said. You know what? With the fact that both guys, have this love fest and basically like, oh, we're going to celebrate with the fans. But that makes you think that, hey, we're going to have two new world champions come Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so here's the deal. I am not opposed to their love fest as I was to the Punk Roman because they're not fighting upcoming. Now, maybe at one point they will, which would be great money, right? Let's be honest. Yes. Cody versus Punk, great money. But yeah, last night didn't bother me at all.
Is it because of the fact that it's kind of like that safe go home show where you're pretty much putting everybody else that's not on the card for WrestleMania on the show, and then you just have your two champions disappear? Is that what you think? Telling me, Mr. 4-1?
I mean, I get your thought because let's be honest, if this were the Attitude Era, on the go home show, we would get a tag team match featuring all four guys in the main event, and that might sell more tickets.
That's a great point.
Yes.
Under Vince McMahon. Nate?
I also personally think that this is the Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Kumbaya moment before WrestleMania. And if you remember, before WrestleMania 20, Eddie Guerrero went in as WWE champion against Kurt Angle. And the main event with Benoit and Triple H and Shawn Michaels, that was that moment at WrestleMania when the smoke settled and they both hugged it out. I kind of think that that's the imagery that they were kind of going for, obviously without naming a Benoit on the show, where they have the two champs there. I wonder also if just a small amount of that was to kind of show up, even though this could be petty, but we do know how WWE can be every so often, as kind of a slight at AEW for having two of their biggest stars, one a founder and one a former world champion in AEW, showing up knowing that they're both going to be headlining both nights of WrestleMania and throwing it out there. So that could be also a small amount of that as well. So there could be some of that as well as bringing up what they want to do there. I do feel, based on that both of these guys probably are not going to be wearing gold come next week, potentially.
Now, I have a question for you guys. Do you see how Punk took about 30 seconds to reply? Because I don't know if it took him off guard and was surprised by Cody saying, "If you hug me, are you then going to kick me in the ball?"
Turn on me too.
That sounds like something that he would have said on a house show for the crowd. Right,
because Punk had to think about a retort to that. I think he wasn't ready for that line.
He wasn't.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
By the way, if I were to hug it out with Nate, I would have 100% kick him in the balls every time.
Of course. Right in the people sack. I understand.
like the American Nightmare, would Nate be the type of person to wear a bow tie and Chris?
The bow tie.
Would you be the type of individual to sit there and not wear a suit until probably the last time, probably being Nate's wedding?
Yo, you know what I would do, right? I would show up in my birthday suit.
One for you here on S.A.M E. But as we're looking at the comment section, Matt Laguerre Sr. says, "Let us all get a drink." It seems like we're toasting to that from you, Uncle.
I've got my iced tea.
Indeed. Well, look, all in all, we move from the Raw and SmackDown review, and we move to someone who did become new champion. Darby Allin defeats MJF in less than 5 minutes.
What?
He proceeds to hit him with a low blow. Then Scorpion Death, 4 coffin drops, and then a headlock takedown for measure.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm not aware of any of this. I'm going to be honest. I did not see Dynasty. I saw the opening segments and maybe a bit of the second segment with the backstage with Omega and Ospreay. Talk about a glaze fest and a love fest. I was nauseous watching that segment. It made me physically ill how bad it was, and I had to turn off the show. The beginning with Darby and MJF and the whole build to the main event. Listen, Jim Cornette said over a year or so ago that at some point they will put the world title on Darby, and he called it, nailed it. And now you're describing the match that I didn't see, under 5 minutes, and he won with the move he called. Listen, unless MJF is having another hiatus, I don't know why they would do this. MJF is hot right now. Again, nothing that they do makes sense, and their fan base will defend it to the death. And I know the rating went up a little bit, right? It went up, but ultimately, this is what the majority doesn't want to see.
Now, the
one thing that they did do in trying to build the whole Darby Allin MJF thing is that they've been building this over time by what you brought up, the vignette of Darby Allin and the previous 3 times that Darby Allin got a world title shot. And they did go ahead and bring up the fact that the last time that they wrestled, MJF beat him, even though he hit him with the dynamite belt, the dynamite diamond ring. He did a headlock takedown and pinned him. The all intents and purposes look at it was that we knew something was up with Darby Allin when he did the opening promo, where he was literally in tears cutting his promo in the ring with MJF. Based on that kind of emotion for a title match that was initially supposed to happen at the beginning of Dynamite, but then they decided that Tony Khan was going to delay it and make that the main event later on in the show. And then they had Sting give Darby Allin a pep talk and all of that. That kind of preceded itself and kind of telegraphed what they were going to do. But yes, Darby Allin holding on to the world title, and the reason why that happened, it kind of goes to what you just said, Chris. MJF is going to be taking time off for filming a movie. We don't know for how long, and it serves two purposes. One, we know after Thursday, no one is talking about any other promotion other than WWE. WrestleMania is going to be, you have SmackDown, WrestleMania, night 1 and 2, then you got Raw. So you get ahead of the WrestleMania build, and you know going in, that's all they're going to be talking about. But also, the next pay-per-view that AEW is going to be doing, which is Double or Nothing, is going to be where? In Queens. Is going to be in Queens. And if MJF does decide to come back before then, there you go. If MJF decides to come back by then, and they put the world title on him, again, in May, that could be something that they do twofold.
You know the funniest part about all this is that we all go, what are they doing? And people like Nate who explains it, and then Corey Richmond who goes, oh, this is the greatest stuff of all time. How could you not love this? What is wrong with you people? How dare you?
I have to give the explanation first.
The audacity of you wrestling fans not to just enjoy everything. But meanwhile, look how critical we are of WWE, right? Let's be honest. We always are. And we've been trashing them because it's been a total shit show over there leading to WrestleMania.
Yes,
we know that.
Here's the crazy part about this whole thing is that on the opposite end of this explanation, you've had MJF, who I've said before has been the best thing about AEW, has held this company down and has had multiple world title match defenses that have gone excess of 35, 45 minutes. Kicked out of Kenny Omega's One-Winged Angel, which has been probably the most protected finishing move in all of AEW.
How about ever?
Maybe ever. The match with Brody King and the match with Bandito, the match with Adam Page, all of those matches since he's won the world title. And then, although they explain it storyline-wise what happened, to have that squash go on, it makes certain people are going to scratch their heads about that entire deal.
We've always said AEW is schizophrenic booking. They have other people there that were ready to win the world title. Darby Allin is a part-timer. Hasn't he been a part-timer?
For the most part, after climbing Mount Everest and getting hit by an MTA bus in New York. I mean,
Didn't he talk about, he talked about the, answer a question for me, because I know it's been said by other people.
Yeah.
How did Darby Allin climbing Mount Everest help AEW at all?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when he got to the summit, I believe he planted an AEW flag at the summit when he got there.
Correct, but did it really give them any more eyeballs? Can we confirm that?
Not really that I can think of.
Right. Versus him being in the ring. By the way, I'm just talking about him being in the ring, showing up to work every week, and doing his job, which could bring more eyeballs than him not being there, is my point.
Yes, and that's probably the best example of why I think they went and did this now as opposed to waiting later on. Because I think we all know at some point the money match for AEW is at All In, because they're going to be in London, and it's going to be Ospreay and MJF, because I think MJF is going to win this belt back at some point. And that has to be the match for Ospreay to win the belt in London.
Wait, but here's the biggest joke of all. Ospreay lost to Moxley, right? How? How? Are you kidding me? Why?
Yes. As a matter of fact, all of the Canadian wrestlers at Dynasty lost.
That is insane. Yes. I don't care about Jericho, but I mean, why would Ospreay come back and lose? What are you doing with Moxley? There's no logic there. Nobody cares about John Moxley.
Indeed.
Uncle Triple C is like, next.
I think he's going to finish that bottle before we get to the end of the show.
Well, it seems like Hot Rod says, is that my Tito's bottle? Uncle Drunken D is drinking on the show. What did you say? Did he really just say? I digress. First one of the day. Look, Yes, I digress. Jesus. Anywho, we move from that and we speak about somebody who is also in AEW, who has now turned a new leaf. WWE has officially signed Saraya. Paige is back in the company that she called home in the first place. What are our thoughts? Does she show up this weekend? What are the moves? What are we expecting?
Oh, can I jump in?
Go ahead. I know what's coming. Look, I've missed this for a long time. Go for it.
Yo, I'm available for another sex video if she's interested.
You was gonna say that.
Let's go.
So who's tag teaming with you?
Listen, there's nothing wrong with interracial.
Oh my God!
That's right. I would, as the Brad Maddox, I would need my Xavier Woods. So who would that be? I need.
Oh my God!
I won't be Brad Maddox now, okay?
Oh, good grief!
This is This is.
Anywho,
wow.
Yes, this really is Saturday afternoon's main event. All right.
But look, I think we got the joking factor out the way. Thank you, Mr. 411. But beyond all, big stage on a serious note. How are we feeling about this? What are the odds? What are that she shows up today? What's gonna happen?
I could see her showing up at WrestleMania on one of the nights. I don't know what they would actually do with her because we don't know how in ring if she can still wrestle the way she once wanted to. We criticized how her wrestling matches were when she was in AEW the first year she was in the company, even though they put the AEW Women's World Title on her. I think that she just might be there maybe as a mouthpiece. Maybe she gets into another match with AJ Lee at some point. Maybe it's to kind of bring in the old guard and put her on. We know the Bellas are there. We also know AJ has backed. So who knows what they do with her. But I think putting her on screen and letting her address the fans, that's probably where it might go going forward.
Okay, no problem. Uncle Triple C, your thoughts?
As far as Paige goes, we did hear rumors about, was it Nikki Bella? She is injured. So maybe if she can't go for WrestleMania, maybe Paige will be the surprise to replace her. We'll see. But Paige, re-signing with WWE, I mean, listen, I don't really remember her run in AEW. Because obviously I dimmed the lights during those years.
Yeah.
But as far as in WWE, we'll see. And like you said, to your point, Nate, if she can still wrestle, if she can still go. So we'll see.
Hey guys, Io Sky does this, right? Right? Paige does this.
You can see it coming from a mile away.
I missed this. Mr. 411, it's great.
I got to give you a toast for that one.
Watch him start drinking. He says something else insane. But beyond all, we can go ahead and move from that. And that marks the end of Three Rope Talk. Please give us the ratings.
Okay, I'll give you the...
No, don't waste my time.
Oh, of course. I'll give you the ratings. AEW went back as Mr. 411 did mention that the ratings for AEW did go back up from the 6 and change they did last week. They did 710,000 with a 0.12 in the ratings, where NXT did 584,000 and they did a 0.09 in the rating. So that is now 8 in a row for AEW, and 9 of the last 11 weeks AEW has beaten NXT in the ratings. Collision, they did 423,000 in the ratings. They got a 0.08. So their ratings are still pretty good the last month and some change.
Okay.
Will Collision be on today?
Oh, no, they were on.
Well, Collision was actually on the day after Dynamite because they knew that they weren't going to be able to do anything there.
What did Carlos Silva do about it?
Jeez. Yeah, probably bitch, moan, complain. Probably
Right.
take down his WrestleMania weekend like he did the week prior.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well,
Just
their
saying.
ratings did suffer because of the Collision show kind of eating into their first hour. So
But I mean,
they're
with the playoffs starting today, in terms of the NBA,
yes,
I think we should be expecting these numbers to drop, right?
of course, yeah. It'll moderate at some point. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Peeps, thank you for the ratings, my friend. With that being said, this marks the end of the first half of S.A.M.E. We're going to go ahead and get into our question of the week. This week, it is given to Master Sean 007. He earns the spotlight. He says, "Greetings, gentlemen. I think the best way for WWE fans to get their point across to TKO is to temporarily boycott the product. Go a week without buying their merch, attending, or watching their shows. And speaking of that, you guys might want to check out Subway Mania. The name speaks for itself. I think you guys might enjoy it. I know I do." Now, I feel like it's only fair that Yogo Triple C and we answer this question because I think we have seen a change in what WrestleMania was last year,
Yes.
to what it is this year.
Agreed.
From the train rides,
Yes.
Access, which is WWE World, and of course, to what we all know, the knowns, the ticket sales. 45,000 people have bought tickets for WrestleMania on each respective nights. When that number was nearly pushing 60,000 and plus last year. And again, you see less wrestling shirts and wrestling fanatics walking around the Las Vegas Strip. Compared to last year, it was genuinely hard having to get from one point to another without casually walking into at least, let's say, 100 to 200 wrestling fans.
Yeah. It has been this year's WrestleMania weekend. It has been different. I will say WWE has made it more accessible as far as I'll give you an example. Just at WWE World. This year they had like a superstars photo roll where the fans can go, whether they have the referees where we're walking by. They have wrestlers and stuff like that. I guess every hour and a half, they change it. Where last year they didn't do stuff like this. Everything was almost basically a paid photo, paid autograph, paid this. But this year they're actually making it more accessible to the fans where I hate to say it and I hate to keep bringing him up, but I'm going to continue bringing him up. It's Vince McMahon. Under Vince McMahon era, during when it was access into WWE World, whatever, these things were, you paid to get in, but everything was, basically free, except, if you're buying merch and if you're buying things like that. But everything else, you could go in and get photos with legends, current, wrestlers, where this year they've actually, dwindled that down a little bit where now you can actually meet wrestlers without having to pay. So they are making it a little bit more accessible. So I give WWE credit, but that's only because of the fact that, as to Master Sean 007, as he alluded to, fans were, a lot of fans have boycotted WrestleMania weekend. Granted, we didn't because, of course, your uncle has money. But anyway.
By the way, shout out Milton D. Reed in the comment section. Cut water.
He says he is out here going ahead and genuinely laughing along. He's happy to go ahead and be out here. Yo, Milton, shout out to you, my friend. But within all else.
Oh, wait. Subway Mania. Did you guys see it? Because it was. Okay.
Yes, it is hilarious.
Yo, they are hilarious. They're great. I want to ask you, since you guys are, of course, native New Yorkers, have you guys kind of ever seen them on the subways?
No.
So you guys have to count a show.
I've sent them. It's funny. I have sent them listen, you got to send me whenever you do these things because I definitely would love to attend one of those Subway Mania. Subway Mania. If anybody has never seen it, I would advise you go check it out. It's great. They're basically in New York City on New York City train station. Any trains that they decide to get on, and they have wrestlers smash as whatever, whether it's Trick Williams or whoever.
Wait,
Roman
what was
Reigns,
remarkable?
Whatever. It's great, and the commentary is unbelievable. And they have like a lot of crowd, like the crowd with the signs and everything like that. It's great.
Yeah, what's remarkable is how close everyone looks to the real person. It is like amazing how they found these people.
Yes, it's really uncanny how good they look as far as who they're mimicking and what they do. And they're swinging off the turnstiles and dropping elbows on each other and doing splashes off the benches and all those kinds of things. They're having Royal Rumbles where they take somebody and throw them off the train to the platform and close the door and the train keeps on going. It is some of the most entertaining stuff you'll see if you go on this. Subway Mania, it is absolutely insane. Yes.
Indeed. But with that being said, that marks the end of our question of the week. So Master Sean 007, thank you for that. Shout out to you again once more. But if you guys want to go ahead and send in your question, if you think that question is that damn good, in the words of Triple H, DM us on Instagram at Saturday Afternoons _main event. Yes, I said Saturday Afternoons _main event. Send it in the words of the wrestling god, WWE Hall of Famer JBL. I guarantee it'll be on the next episode of the show.
JBL has always sucked. I'm just putting it out.
He had
just about to say that. It's somehow starts up to
Do you smell what the rock?
Uh-oh. We have some major audio issues right now. What's going on?
Yeah. You guys sound like robots.
Yeah.
A little bit better.
No, it's still bad.
It's gotten worse, yeah.
It got worse. Technical difficulties from Vegas. Put up the screen.
Tony Khan is blocking our broadcast.
Okay. So wait. Put up the predictions and Nate and I will talk until you guys fix your audio.
Yes.
How about now?
Better.
Much better.
Okay. Well, hallelujah. Anywho, look, like you guys said, the final topic today, WrestleMania predictions. Look, 13 matches, a full maxed out card. We got 9 minutes. Let's go ahead and hit this out with a home run. Guys, to start off the show, of course, The Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory, and Ice Show Speed going up against the Usos in a 6-man tag team match. Who do you guys have winning that? Peeps, we start with you.
I think it's going to be the Usos and LA Knight because they haven't done anything with LA Knight. They haven't done anything. The Usos have kind of been ancillary side pieces to the main storyline with Punk and Roman. And I think this is kind of the reward for kind of leaving them out there. I think that's what's going to happen here. And I think that LA Knight and the Usos will win this one.
So real quick, again, me not being here for so long, I haven't had a chance to speak on this. But with them having to pivot with all the injuries the Vision has sustained and then them going in a different direction, my greatest issue is this WrestleMania card is without Logan Paul in a significant match one-on-one with somebody. He's being wasted in this situation.
I agree. I'm sorry, guys. Max Lewis 2011 says in the comment section, the phenomenal one is keeping stability in the program. Unfortunately, Triple C is probably going to pass out during WrestleMania.
Cheers. I like Usos and LA Knight. Next.
First of all, Max Lewis won't even be awake to see the show.
Peeps, give me the Usos and LA Knight. I guess next match. Okay, look. The unsanctioned match. Drew Jacob. Fatu McIntyre. What do we have going on here? Give me Fatu to win this match.
Fatu, agreed.
Not only should Fatu win, I think Fatu will probably leave Drew in a pool of his own blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that too.
Okay. Well, then, in that sense, we can move on. Next match, the singles match for the women's world title. Stephanie Vaquer La Primera versus Liv Morgan La Guerita.
I don't need to say anything. We're going to have a new Raw Women's World Champion.
Peeps?
I'm going Liv with this one also.
You know what? I'll take the... We'll also take the Jersey white trash for the win.
That's not working. Give me La Guerita to win the Raw Women's World Championship. So, look, with that being said, we move towards the next match. AJ Lee, Becky Lynch. Women's Intercontinental title. Give me Becky to win. Can't go anywhere else.
I agree. I think Becky's gonna win. Beat AJ. AJ, just came back. Got the title. But I like Becky to win it tonight.
Yes, I think that's the only way it goes. Although, if they want to give AJ Lee a WrestleMania moment, that would be something to have her beat Becky Lynch. I just don't see it.
She had her WrestleMania moment in her final match before her 10-year hiatus. Shut your mouth, Lynch.
Damn. Yeah, I was actually surprised. I get what we call a wrestling feud and how they don't really exist much any longer. But I was surprised they ran this back just because, I don't know, do people even care about this?
I think they did before they wrestled each other 3 times beforehand, and AJ Lee won all 3 previous matches.
Exactly.
So then, just based on that, Becky has to win, or Becky's career is, what's the point? So we know who's going to win then.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But as we go from there, we have the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the women's tag titles. Nia Jax / Legend versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus the Bella Twins. I've been thinking about this for the last couple of days. They can go the route of giving it to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. But in my mind, the true story has been with Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I feel that is a group of women that should be the women's tag team champions. So mark me down for Bayley and Lyra Valkyria to win this match.
Once again, your mouth is going to check, your ass can't cash. Listen, here's the thing. If Paige, somehow, if Nikki Bella can't go, you're looking at the new women's tag team champions with one of the Bella Twins and Paige. But me personally, I'd run it back with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss because Charlotte needs to go back to singles. And the way I look at it is like, you know what? You can tell the story, have them win the tag belts, and have Charlotte turn on Alexa. That's where I'm going.
Okay. Well, James, how do you feel about this?
I'm actually going a complete opposite route and thinking that Nia and Lash are going to retain. I think there's still going to be dissension between Alexa and Charlotte because I don't think anybody believes that this team is going to stay together. What the interesting part of this would be was instead of Charlotte being the one that turns, I think Alexa should be the one that turns. And the reason why I say that is because they've been building Charlotte to change her character and kind of reform her character to not be as greedy and conceited as possible. And in doing so, it's changing up her character to only have Alexa turn on her just like that. That's what I think is going to happen eventually with that tag team.
I'm going with Big Booty Belly.
Did you just say Bird Lady and Big? I digress. Next match.
There we
Second one of
go.
the day. But Seth Rollins, Gunther. I feel like we all kind of have the sense that Gunther should win this match.
Yes.
Only to be able to gain the favor of getting Brock Lesnar on a silver platter come SummerSlam.
Yes.
So I'm locking in Gunther as the winner of this match.
Has Gunther ever won a WrestleMania match?
Yes,
He did?
you were there.
Oh, that's right. Well,
Too much liquid courage. Uncle Triple C. Well.
Drink.
If I have Gunther, I'm just gonna ask you guys. Do you guys agree?
Oh, without question. I think that this, as a matter of fact, I think this wrote itself out the second that they implemented him in the match with Seth. And once they revealed him having that kind of discussion with Paul Heyman, we kind of see the machinations of what they're going to do going forward afterwards.
will Braun Breaker cost Seth Rollins tonight?
I don't see that happening.
Okay.
But
You know what?
I mean, to
You
your
know what I do
point, I
see
don't think.
happening? This match is stealing the show. I'm just gonna say it.
But to
This is
Uncle
my match
Triple
of the year
C's point, I don't think Seth can lose clean here. There has to be some kind of interference, because while I believe
agree.
when we talk about Gunther and the accomplishments he's had leading up to this with retiring AJ, retiring Cena, he can't lose this match, right? He can't. But you can't beat Seth clean, I don't think.
I mean, we can also run that storyline of if Braun Breaker does come back and help interfere with costing Seth the match, maybe Paul Heyman is now determined to not want to give Gunther the favor, but instead pass it on to Braun Breaker since he got rid of the Seth Rollins problem. And I think maybe, just maybe, before SummerSlam, we get number one contender to determine Brock's last match. Gunther, Breaker. Whoever wins that gets Brock at SummerSlam. With Gunther still proving why he's the best and why he's the career killer. Because he'll beat the holy hell out of Braun Breaker.
I actually believe that this is actually going to be a clean finish. I'm sure there probably will be some kind of shenanigans involved. I don't think that Seth losing cleanly to Walter is as damaging as it may seem, because it will definitely play into what I think will happen on night 2 involving somebody else, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Okay, but speaking of the end of night 1, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton with Pat McAfee by his side. And look, the stipulation if Orton loses, McAfee will leave professional wrestling for good. Guys, Randy Orton's winning the WWE title. Number 15 is upon us. Can we move on? I think we all agree here that Randy Orton's winning.
I agree.
Yes.
I said it earlier. Guys?
Yeah. I think we've all kind of telegraphed where we were going with that beforehand.
Okay,
So yes.
we're all on the same
The
boat.
only way I see Cody winning is if he turns full heel, and the crowd will love that. If Cody loses his crap and just crashes out on Randy and wins the match, oh my God.
It would also be interesting if they decided to do that and have Pat McAfee going in there and basically being the one that screws Orton.
Yeah, that would be sick too.
That would definitely be something that would work.
That would make zero sense. That's my opinion.
Well, you'll have literally about a couple more hours to tell what will be the fallout of that. But as we move from night 1, we will now move to night 2. And of course, the match beginning night 2. Obafemi, Brock Lesnar. We're strutting into that stadium and strutting out that stadium knowing that Obafemi is going to beat Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Or
Not only is he going to beat him, I actually think it's going to be a squash. I don't think it's going to be that competitive of a match in that sense. It's going to be a quick match. And I think what happens is, because of what happened in the previous night, in as far as my prediction with Seth and Walter, I think Walter shows up and kind of rubs it in Brock's face that you lost to this young upstart.
I like, before we get to you, I like Brock Lesnar. I know the momentum that Oba has had in this entire feud, but Wrestling 101 always dictates to me that Oba has dominated these last 3 weeks, and to me, I feel like Brock will go over at WrestleMania, because I feel like you got to keep him strong. Again, listen, believe you me, Obafemi, I would prefer Oba to win, but I think Brock is going to win, going into, as we are alluding to, SummerSlam, which will be in Minnesota, is Brock's last final match.
As LA Knight is literally walking out of our hotel and just taking the sidewalk for himself. I digress. Anywho.
So.
Yeah.
So, to Uncle Triple C's point, Brock came off of that loss to Cody, right? Vanished, came back. If you have him lose to Oba, then he's so weak right now, no one's going to care about a Gunther match. It's hard to build it. So to your point, he has to win this, even though we don't think he should.
Agreed.
Next. Well then, look, from there, the six-pack ladder match for the WWE Intercontinental title. The champion, Penta El Cero Miedo, versus Javon Evans, versus Dragon Lee, versus JD McDonough, versus Rusev,
And versus that deadbeat who should never have been in this damn match. But guess what? I'm picking the deadbeat.
Interesting.
Future.
Anyway. I don't know why Rusev is in this match.
I agree. You know,
I think they
saw what
discovered
tried to
that he
do
was
on
on the
Raw.
roster.
I saw what they tried to do on Raw by giving him the upper hand this past week, but I don't think it helps anything within this cause. I feel like if they wanted to go for the young guy type of factor, you could give it to Javon Evans. But all in all, when I heard Uncle Triple C's thought process, I think that Rey Mysterio does end up winning the Intercontinental title.
You're still a deadbeat nephew.
Okay, I don't want to see Rey Mysterio anymore on my TV. No disrespect to his career. Legendary wrestler, just not the same anymore. Time for Gunther to put him out to greener pastures.
Just send the assassination squad out for him.
Yeah, I don't want to see it anymore. I want the Intercontinental title on my man Javon Evans. Let's go.
Yes.
I would love that.
I would love that. Yeah, but I have a feeling that Penta's gonna retain. I think that this is they had that brand. Penta was the one that came up with the idea kayfabe for the match. I think that he wants the challenge, and I think that they can. Javon is going to steal the show without question. I just think that Penta's going to win this match.
Okay. Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley, WWE Women's title. Give me Jade Cargill to win.
I like Jade
What?
also. Listen, I'll be honest with you, I like Jade also.
Really?
Yeah.
Truth be told, I really think it's been a bad build, and nothing against Jade. I guess her anger, the feuds and that she's had. I just feel like Jade has not been the champion that I thought she would be at this point. That's why I like Rhea. I think Rhea's gonna go over. Plus, Rhea lost last year. I like Rhea this year.
Yeah. No, Rhea's got to win this.
With the addition of the whole baddies group that she implemented during the storyline, I think that there's a sense of you need to be able to put over Jade within that angle. If you're going to go ahead and push other women to be around her, she needs to be able to beat the very best. And if the very best is standing in front of her in the form of Rhea Ripley, she has to be able to move through that brick wall to be able to conquer the women's division that she so much claims she's the biggest asset.
Yeah, but do they think of Jade that way? Have they seen this run and her promos and everything going on social media and said, we don't believe she's the one, so now she's going to lose the title?
Well, she's definitely been dominant since she won that championship, even though it took almost a month and change for her to actually defend it the first time. But the difference is that they are protecting Jade until she's at a level that they're comfortable with showcasing her and giving her her own kind of mini faction to help her put the obstacles around Jade for Rhea to get through. Makes sense if Rhea wins. But I can actually see Jade coming out on top in this match because we don't know if Rhea is actually going to stay on SmackDown if that's the case, because she only got the title match because she won at the Elimination Chamber. So let's see what happens from there.
Absolutely. Well then, singles match, United States title. The Gingerbread Man, Sami Zayn, versus Mr. Whoop That, Mr. Lemon Pepper Stepper, Trick Williams. Give me Trick to win the United States title.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with the racism in WWE, we have to be careful. How many black people can actually win a title tonight?
That would be the only one. Yeah, think about it. That would be the only one. You know, Jade is champion, but hey, I think she's.
I mean, I think the real question to ask is how many black people can go over in one night.
Over. Well, we'll see.
It's a clean sweep for black people.
Happy Black History Month, guys.
I guess that makes up for them not mentioning Black History Month this year. Look, hey, all for it. But look, the real question: does S.A.M.E turn heel fully after
He
this?
has to.
He has to.
But okay, but if he does, then he has to win.
Yeah. And I think Trick right now, we're all thinking a full double turn at some point.
Yeah.
Trick last night was the closest to being a complete face that he's been since he's been on the main roster. S.A.M.E is still kind of in between face, heel. I think the full heel turn would happen after he loses. And that would kind of prolong this feud. But I think the money involved for that United States Championship is going to be between Trick and Mello. And I think that's where they're going after WrestleMania.
Indeed. Well, the match that Uncle Triple C is afraid of. Afraid? The Demon, Finn Balor, makes his return tonight against El Sucio Bonsucios, the king of the luchadors, Dominic Mysterio. And that is where we draw the line, because the Demon, Finn Balor, is going to beat the holy living hell out of Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, you need to smile.
Okay. It's okay. You can cope with it. Drink up.
You're sitting way too close to be funny this year.
You lucky I need this damn bottle, because I would have cracked your damn skull right now. But anyway, here's the truth. This is the truth. The king of the luchadors, Dominic Mysterio. You know, I've said this before and I say it again. Shawn Michaels is called Mr. WrestleMania, and he has a losing record. My boy, the king of the luchadors, will win back-to-back in Las Vegas as he defeats that stupid demon, Finn Balor.
Stupid demon.
Mr. Roll One, what's your thought process? What do you think?
Sorry, Uncle, I love you to death, man, but the Demon is gonna win this one. Sorry.
Man, Mr. 41, I mean, for you saying that to me, that really hurts.
I'm sorry.
And Peeps?
I think unless they want to completely desecrate the actual Demon, they're going to have the Demon win. I can't see them doing that in back-to-back Demon appearances of having him lose. And at WrestleMania, I don't think that'd be the case. Now, if they do decide to have the Demon lose to Dominic, that'll further push Dominic to where he needs to be. I just don't see that happening.
All I'm saying is that if the Demon does win on Sunday, expect to see Uncle Triple C on your television screens via ESPN broadcast, jumping the barricade and attempting to assassinate Finn Balor.
Hey, listen, it's best for business.
You see your uncle in handcuffs.
But when we say best for business, let's speak about the last match. The match that is literally highlighting the business. Past, present, student, teachers. Punk Reigns, best in the world, Tribal Chief. Give me Roman Reigns to win the World Heavyweight title.
Yes.
Uncle Triple C?
I acknowledge my Tribal Chief as he becomes, for the first time, the heavyweight champion of the world. Remember, not WWE champion, world heavyweight champion.
Hey, different title.
Yes.
Mr. 411?
This is tough to call, but I mean, just based on that promo last night, we already talked about with Punk and Cody.
Yes.
It just sounded like they're both losing, man. So yeah, I think Roman's gonna win, and then, I mean, does he increase his schedule at all? Can he go a little bit more than he did with the part-time? Are they gonna go back to the part-time? I don't know.
It's ironic that they created this belt because Roman, as WWE champion, was taking too much time off. Now he may potentially win the belt that he himself called a secondary title because it wasn't on the Tribal Chief. The scenario that I brought up a while back was that if they did decide to bring The Rock into this and have The Rock cost Roman Reigns that championship to go on the whole idea of Roman being too cocky, going in with everybody in his family either not liking him or having a side, that would have been the case to set up next year's WrestleMania if that was where they were going. I don't see that happening now based on how they've kept all of the stories to where it is now. Based on that alone, I think Roman Reigns is going to come out on top.
Okay. Well, in that case, that marks the end of our predictions for night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. But not only that, that marks the end of today's show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it has been great to be on for the last hour plus with you, alongside the Uncle Triple C. I know I don't speak for you, but you listen to me right now. This is not the end of the show. I still have something to say. Damn it. Anywho, alongside the Uncle Triple C, and alongside the Peep Stage, and alongside Mr. 411, we have went ahead and done this. Now it is time to reap the benefits of it. We go back to 3 p.m. start time next week. As for right now, in about a couple of hours, we have WrestleMania Saturday, and tomorrow we have WrestleMania Sunday. He's going to continue pre-gaming. I'm about to take part in the festivities. So you know what? Let's do our end and send this some bitch home. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the Saturday afternoon's main event. We're on a phenomenal one.
And the Peeps Nate.
Mr.
And
411.
your uncle, Triple C, and for my pristine returning colleague, Mr. 411.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. But beyond all, we came, we saw,
and in the words of the great Paul Heyman,
we conquered!
There you go. We conquered.
See you next week for the following episode in the Fallout of S.A.M.E. We got some partying to do. Thank you for the house. See you next week. And in the words of the great Uncle Triple C, that's it! Happy WrestleMania week, guys. Peace, love, farewell.
Extreme.